If you are a creator in today's creative economy, this video will completely change how you see your creativity. There are three kinds of creator: the creator who creates, the creator who creates and protects, and the creator who creates, protects, and profits. First question is, which of these are you at the moment, and which should you aspire to be? I'm Abisola Esq. I am an intellectual property lawyer and the founder of LSCC, an intellectual property firm empowering creatives to structure, protect, and profit from their work. The one who builds and thrives in today's creative economy is not necessarily the most talented or the most hardworking. In fact, it is not even the one with the largest social media following. Usually, it is the one who understands not just the fun of content creation, but the power of content in today's age and its limitless potential. It is the one who understands the value of ownership, which is something that we discuss extensively in the LSCC IB program. To keep things in perspective, I'm not talking about the would-be creator. And in this video, when I speak of creators, I speak of creators to mean the active creator who creates consistently, or at least has decided to do so. Now that we have done that, let's look into the three types of creatives. The creative who creates. This kind of creative is the one who creates. The creator creates. If they're disciplined, they've truly chosen this path. They create valuable work. They create consistently, and they post with discipline. People admire them. Their content gets engagement, or at least is set to do so. They may or may not have a large social media following. The future is great, right? Except that there is one problem. This kind of creator only focuses on creating, and anything outside of creating is outside their radar. Creating is all they know until they create and they create. So this kind of creative will not register their copyright. They do not protect the work they're creating. They do not use contracts when they're collaborating. They cannot negotiate properly. They cannot. They're not thinking strategically about the future of their work. Maybe they just create, perhaps because they don't know how to do these things or because they don't know it. So this kind of creator often says, I just want to focus on my craft. I just want to focus on my art. I just want to share my work. But when somebody infringes on their work, they're just angry and they don't know how to deal with it. And sometimes they complain on the internet. They're not sure how else to deal with it. You may have seen some of these videos, right? A brand uses their content without any lawful excuse. And what could they do besides engage in online banter and maybe attract the sympathy of their followers or fans just because they don't know how else to deal with it? And when anything other than creation comes up, they're usually emotionally stressed, really. And even when a deal comes through, they don't get the best possible deal that they can because they can't. So they end up with admirable work, and that's it. At the end of their life's work, they find that they own nothing, and even that which they thought they owned can be taken away from them because it wasn't well held in the first place. And most times, they then have to start from scratch towards the end of their life. You may be familiar with the very recent case that was viral a couple of months ago. I will not mention that case in this video. And speaking of not mentioning, if you'd like to move beyond the creator that just creates, you can freely join the LSCC community for now, where you get exclusive community content reserved for those in the circle. The link to that will be in the description, so you can go ahead and do that right now. Let's go on to the second kind of creator. This kind of creator, the creative who creates and protects, is strategically smarter. Why? Because he understands that his creativity is potentially valuable, and so they begin to protect themselves, right? They use contracts, they learn about copyrights, and they register their trademarks. If they're using one, they understand ownership. We can say that this one takes his brand very seriously, and this already puts them ahead of the other kind of creator we talked about earlier, the creator who merely creates, because protection reduces vulnerability and sets you in the right path. Now, for this creator, when somebody uses their work in a manner that is unlawful, they can deal with this beyond empty threats. And if they're collaborating, they're doing so with agreements. And if they're using a brand name, they secure it to own it. So this creator is already doing great, right? And maybe we should give them a round of applause. And we can say that they're doing well. But there is still another layer, right? Even though we say that this creator who creates creates and protects has taken a giant leap from the creator who only creates. But there is more, because protection is great, but it is not the final goal. And there's not much gain in owning and protecting an asset without putting it to use, right? Potential alone wouldn't move the needle much. So that's the only issue with this kind of creator. The issue is that they create and they protect out of or in high hopes and in passive expectation. So being ready and being protected is great, but there is one more layer that seals it up, because you could create and be protected and still struggle financially if you don't understand monetization. And this is where the third creator becomes king, and it's the template that every creator should aspire to. Newsflash, the era of creating content in hopes of being discovered by a benefactor is gone, and now you have to intentionally set yourself. So this brings us to the third kind of creator, the one who creates, protects, and profit. And this is what we make of creators at LSCC, because this creator understands something different, that creativity is expression, but it goes beyond extension. It is potentially valuable creativity, but goes beyond potential. They understand that it is intellectual property and it is an asset. And intellectual property as an asset can easily become income, leverage, and a path to long-term wealth. And so this creative who creates, protects, and profits thinks differently. When they create, they're asking, I have given of myself and of my creativity, of what I have. How can I receive from it as well? So they're asking, how can this also work for me? A graduate of the LSCC IP program who has now successfully launched their third literary work, their third book, mentioned that the monetization chapter of the LSCC IP copyright program revolutionized her strategy for her new book, because now they are asking these questions and mapping out a plan, not just based on a creator who creates or the creator who creates and protects, but the creator who creates, protects, and profits. And so when this kind of creator builds content online, they're thinking, how do I build rather than chase temporary attention? They're not thinking temporary attention at all or mere virality. And this mindset changes everything, because the creatives who will thrive in this abundant and overflowing creative economy, and wouldn't you want to be one of them? Wouldn't you? They're not going to be just creators. They're going to be strategic owners. They're going to be those who understand the power of their content and the protection of their rights and leverage. They understand strategic positioning and monetization. And that is how a creative brand can become sustainable long term. If you want to move from the creator who creates and profits to the creator who creates, protects, and profits, perhaps this is your sign to enroll in the LSCC IP program, which is your all-in-one guide to becoming a creator who structures and protects and profits from their work. The link to enroll in the next cohort will be in the description. One of the creators midway through the program says, and I will quote, "Every creator should take this course." And it is not far from the truth, right? Do well to share this video with a creative who you know is talented but may still be building without protection and profit, because the future belongs to those creators who don't just create, but create, protect, and profit from their work. If you want to learn how to build a legally safe creative business, you can watch this video right here. That should be your next stop to learn all about it. I am Omolereandomolere Abisola, and I will see you in the next one. And by the way, we find that most of you who watch our videos are not subscribed to our channel. So do well to subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell so that as soon as a video is released, you are in the know, okay? All right, I'll see you next time. Bye.